In this video, we will show how to navigate the flow control software of our PreciGenome pressure controllers. On the home page, you may toggle active channels and sources. You should leave these off if not being used. You may also increment your target pressure by a predetermined amount. In parameter settings, you will find several values which may be set in finer detail. These include the increment amount, as well as peak PSI, runtime, air supply, and output delay. Output limit is less important, as this user-defined setting is different from the controller's hard limits. If a flow sensor is plugged into the pressure controller, you may also target flow rate instead of pressure. This will only allow a constant flow profile, but otherwise the settings are very similar to pressure. With target pressure, various wave pressure profiles are allowed. These include square wave, triangle wave, and sine wave. Depending on the profile, you may also set throw PSI, period time, and percent duty cycle. The live feed lets you monitor various parameters as your setup is running. You may also toggle any displayed information. We normally recommend only viewing pressure and flow rate. Various other settings include changing graph color, resetting data, pausing monitoring, and loading or exporting data. Consult the manual for a more in-depth breakdown. Under I/O settings, you may control the power state of pinch and isolation valves plugged into your controller. You may also set a square wave profile. Settings for this include period time, pulse, and polarity. Rotary valves are controlled on a separate menu. Before usage, though, you must check the rotary valves to update their connection. When a valve type is recognized, its side of the menu will become colored. Here, we plugged in one selection valve. We can now enable it and set our desired mode. We may also name its ports and valves for recognition. For more information on these rotary valves, please see their respective video. To access and write scripts, you'll need to switch to advanced mode. Before we begin, all steps need a runtime to be set. We should also toggle off any unneeded parameters. For valves controlled by I/O settings, the options here are essentially the same. The only difference is such valves must be enabled first. Similarly, rotary valves must be powered on to enable or close. Aside from that, you may set their mode the same way. Pumps can be powered on in this menu and may be external if applicable. You may also open or close pressure controller channels. Here, these are labeled valves. The source profile can be set similarly to what was previously shown, with wave setting options as well. You can also toggle between pressure and flow rate if a flow sensor is connected. For most settings, leaving a step blank uses the same values from the last step. Your last step should power off or close most components. The target profile won't matter here. Steps may be added in between others. The last we'll show is a looping step. When setting the runtime, You may toggle loop to have a step return to a previous one after execution. You may also set the loop count, which should be one less than your desired cycles. When your script is finished, you must save it to apply the settings. From here, you may either run the script or load a different one. The last menu we'll discuss is General Settings. Here, you may manage scripts to load, save, or move between drives. You may also calibrate your flow sensor here. See its respective video for more information. Other options include exporting and importing live feed data, as well as updating your software or firmware. You may also check your flow sensor connection here. For more about controlling specific components, please see their respective videos.